Hey there guys, my name is Marcus, and in this video I'm going to present you the alternatives to Big Cartel. Before we start, I will be really happy and excited if you would share with me in the comments like what is the reason why you don't want to use Big Cartel, and then what option did you choose from what I'm presenting, or if you just choose completely different program or alternative to Big Cartel that I didn't share in this video. So before we start, also I'm not promoted or paid by any of these sites that I'm going to show right now. So let's start. The first one that I'm going to present to you is a Squarespace. Squarespace is a top-notch website, but I wouldn't personally choose Squarespace if you want to have plenty of products in your store. Squarespace is amazing if you want to have like presentation website. Let's say I'm a yoga teacher or I'm a coach, and I want to sell 1, 2, 3, 5 products. But if I want to sell 20, 30, 40 products, I wouldn't personally choose Squarespace. I would definitely choose Shopify or BigCommerce. Now, comparing to the Big Cartel, what I like about Squarespace, that you can create a really amazing website and you can do it in a day. Comparing to WordPress, in which you need to buy the domain, then you need to also web hosting, install plugins, know also a little bit of HTML. Thanks to Squarespace, you can simply, let's say I'm going to add a form here like this, and then I would click plus here and I can simply add plenty of sections, plenty of blocks here, and let's say I'm going to add a button and I can simply move it where I want to move it, right? So in this way, Squarespace is really amazing. And you get many more options comparing to Big Cartel if you want to use Squarespace. So Squarespace, use it if you're gonna have not a lot of products, and then if you want to build also presentation website, I would definitely go with a Squarespace. Let's go for the next one. The next one is a Square Online. Square Online is primarily for creating e-commerce store, and the one thing that I really love about Square Online is that, look at this, it's free. So if you are focused on the price, you can start with Square Online, add your own products, create a store, which is really simple. It's also created based on sections, and then you're gonna have percentage per transaction. So they take 2.9% plus 30 cents. So this is something you can definitely do and definitely check out the Square Online. You can simply create a store without adding your own card or something. So definitely check it out. Now, to go even further, this was the Square Online. The next one is a Shopify. Shopify, in my opinion, is a top-notch. I know even the CEO of Shopify, Toby, and I watched his live streams on Twitch. He was playing StarCraft 2, amazing game, and he loved it. And I was writing with him. I don't know him personally. I know him through the internet. When I was chatting with him, I'm like, oh my god, I chatted with a billionaire. Whoo! So I'm just kidding. Yeah, Shopify. What is really good about Shopify? Yes, the pricing is a little bit expensive. When we come here to the pricing plans, it's a little bit expensive. Those Shopify for $79. But also what you need to keep in mind is that they have the Shopify payments, and you need to pay to Shopify payments, and also if you're not using Shopify payments, and if you're using PayPal or Stripe or something, you need to pay additional fees to Shopify. So this is a disadvantage of Shopify, but other than that, it comes just with plenty of advantages. The way how you can build your own website, the apps they have, Shopify dominates literally every single e-commerce store. I believe in that. With Shopify, with the apps they have, with a cross-sell, upsell, with the affiliate memberships, with I don't know, so many things. Shopify is just damn good. And my recommendation is definitely check it out and definitely use it if you want to build something successful and long term, and you want to really focus on selling, because Big Cartel doesn't have those options that you can sell plenty of things. Shopify has it. The next one is a Wix. Wix, there are some advantages and disadvantages I personally see. What are some advantages? Advantages is that you can really remove it as much as you want, and I would definitely choose Wix if you really want to play around with your website. That's the first thing. The second thing, if you're going to have a lot of products, use Shopify or BigCommerce. Don't use Wix or Squarespace, as I mentioned when I was mentioning Squarespace. Wix is really amazing if I want to build effective website, and I'm going to move things here and I can really create it and play around it as much as you want. If you are like me, that you want to have effective website which looks good, which is good, then go with the Squarespace. But if you're the type of person that you want to play around with everything in a header, in the body of your website, and you want to play around it as much as you want, go with the Wix. That's a good choice, good option. Now to go further even, the next one is a Weebly. Also, the one disadvantage about Wix. The one disadvantage about Wix is that it's not really SEO friendly, only because you need to do the double edit. You need to edit it also for computer, and you also need to edit it for mobile. So that's something you should definitely keep in mind when you want to use Wix. Another thing is that when you want to use Wix, sometimes it's not going to be that responsive because you need to literally optimize everything. And that's really time consuming. So that's something you should keep in mind. Next one, Weebly. You can create really amazing Weebly shop here. And what you can do is to, let's go next, skip, finish. What you can do is to simply create your own website. This is really similar to Shopify or Square Online, that I can add the sections, and using Weebly, it's good. But again, if you want to use Weebly, I implemented into like the alternatives to Big Cartel. But if you want to use Weebly, I would personally go with a Shopify or Square Online, only because when you come here and write Weebly to Google, you see that it's not that popular as it was. Weebly, look at this. Look at the Weebly popularity. It's dropping and dropping more and more, like less people are using it. So I'll be really careful about using Weebly. The next one I prepared is a BigCommerce. BigCommerce, it got higher learning curve, and I would use it if I'm going to have 100 plus products, or like 50 and more products. For medium stores or large stores, BigCommerce is effective. When I come here to essentials and pricing, their pricing plans are got advantage comparing to Shopify is that you're not going to have any transaction fees. So in that regard, using BigCommerce is pretty effective. Now, the one thing that is like really important is that BigCommerce, I wouldn't choose it if I'm going to have few products on my store. So to summarize this whole video, use Squarespace if you want to create service website in which you're going to present your services and a few products. Up to 5, 6, 7, Squarespace is good, but you're not going to have the sales tax automation there. Keep in mind that. The next one is Square Online. A huge thing, huge advantage, that is free, and they're just going to take the percentage of transaction fees. Then you're gonna have Square, Shopify. Shopify is top notch. Disadvantage is that they have transaction fees, and you just need to keep in mind and calculate how much money you're gonna send to PayPal and Shopify for payment processing. Other than that, Shopify with their apps is a top notch in the market. If you're gonna choose Shopify for your e-commerce store, that you want to create actually big e-commerce store, you are not going to make a mistake. The next one is a Wix. Wix is good too, and I would use it, but only if you really want to play around with the website. I wouldn't use it if I want to have like a lot of products on my store, even 10 and more. I would go with the Shopify. Also, with responsibility, SEO, it's not that great. So Wix, that's a no for me. Next one is a Weebly. Weebly is a good, but the popularity is dropping by, and I don't know if from long-term perspective, I would go with the Shopify or Squarespace comparing to Weebly. And the next one, BigCommerce. BigCommerce is for really big websites, and the learning curve is higher. It's not that easy to understand, and the huge advantage it got no additional transaction fees. So if you're gonna have any questions, guys, ask me down in the comments. I'll be happy to help you and provide you some guidance and feedback. You know how it goes, you know how it is. So yeah, thank you very much and have a great day, and goodbye. See ya.